Hello everyone, it's Marit, the one who catches lightning with the Path of Ish here for your Mayan calendar update. We are starting a new trecena. And as you are starting to notice, these trecenas do have a congruence with the moon cycle. So this full moon, we will be honored to have the energías of 13 days being carried out. And this energía will be the energía of men, which is eagle. Now, what does eagle teach us, right? People love eagles, great soaring things, great majestic things. But eagle teaches us about vision. It teaches us about how sometimes we get stuck in the everyday. And when you get stuck in the everyday, you have to be able to rise up and have greater vision. Great. What is greater vision? Faith, hope, possibility. I know these days and this past year and a half have been very challenging, and we continue with those challenges as we are deciding as humans who we will be, not just as individuals, but as a society. Now, up in the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming into fall. We have the fall equinox. We're starting to really feel those changes of season. Wherever you are in the Northern Hemisphere, it is definitely marked by that change of season. And so as our bodies are regulating change, as we're moving into change, as we're moving also away from the energía of fire, which is the time of the south, and moving into the time of wind, which is the west, which is kind of interesting because we just had the trecena of wind, which is about communication. We're stepping into the time of the long shadow. Now, seasonal depression is a thing, right, for a lot of people. So just be aware of what we're stepping into energetically in the time ahead, this winter hibernation, the idea. Many times, if you are trying to create something without that goes against the seasonality of the calendar, sometimes it's harder to do. I'm not saying not do it. I'm just saying be aware. Be aware of what's going on. Be aware of the energies that are supporting you. In these next 13 days and with this full moon, it really is about, can you keep the faith? Can you have hope? In these days where you are feeling overwhelmed, where the fire and the heat of summer are starting to dwindle, that got us excited and people were outside and people were traveling. And now as everyone's headed back indoors, right? What are we going to do? If you're in Australia and in an extended lockdown when you don't know when you're ever going to get out, a little bit of cabin fever. So this energía is here to help you keep your faith, to have greater vision, to see the bigger picture, to rise above information and misinformation, and be able to come from a place of wisdom and wonder. And where's that place of wisdom? Wisdom is when we embody our daily practices and our beliefs and our beingness and our cohesiveness as closely as we can. Can we rise above information and truly start seeking wisdom? And I'm not talking about clawing our way out of information or misinformation. I'm really talking about soaring above. And so that means you have to actually be able to come from a place of neutrality. That means sometimes look at how you engage and can you disengage? What is at stake for you? And what are all of the stories that you're carrying into that information, misinformation, carrying into this full moon, carrying into what should be happening, how the world should be, how your partner should be, how your children should be, how your dog should be acting, all of the things. And can you rise above that? And not in the sense of not leaving yourself behind, not in the sense of not acknowledging your feelings. That's not rising above. It's about being so radically honest with yourself that you can start to walk a path of radical acceptance of your behaviors as a being, your habits as a creature. Take responsibility, and then find neutrality that comes from cohesion. And that is the path of prayer, of knowledge, of beingness. And prayer can look like many things. It's not just words. And I'm not just talking about dancing. I'm talking about living the small moments in life where you rediscover sacredness, where you take a moment and a sacred pause to acknowledge the sacredness of yourself and of the other, whatever that other might be, person, plant, animal, mineral, whatever. So I highly, soaring high, funny, I think it's funny, challenge you to be able to come at these next 13 days with as many sacred pauses as you can take. Small steps will lead us to being able to soar high. So let us take 3 breaths, 3 pauses, 3 moments of today as we call in the energía of men, ego, the energy of one. I'll get into that in the meditation. And the energy of the full moon. Please stay in your lane. I stay in mine. So let us begin. Please be in a comfortable place. Please, if you're driving, please watch this later. And just get into your body as much as you can, as I'm trying to crack my upper thoracic today. See if that happens. And just take a pause and check in. How are you feeling? How's your body feeling? Where are your emotions? Where's your mind? And now let us take 3 breaths together, in and out through the nose, calming our vagus nerve. And this first breath, in and out through the nose, we're calling our mind into this time, into this place. We're not calling it into yesterday or into the future. We're calling it here, now, in this moment that will never be repeated. There you go, in and out through the nose. Bring your body, yes, this physical human vessel, into this time, into this place. In and out through the nose, calling our essence, calling them, right? Into this time, this place. And take a moment to see if you were really demanding, if you were controlling, or did you call with love? Did you call with compassion and gentleness and invite your mind, your body, and your essence? Or where you're like, get over here, we're doing something. So as some of you are doing it again. So let's do it again. Let us come with great compassion and an openness and call our mind into this time and this place. Call our body into this time and this place. Call our essence into this time and this place. There we go. And it is from this welcoming of who we are in the moment, this acknowledgement of who we are in this moment, that we can start to recognize that we are truly created in the image and in the likeness of the great Mother Earth. And I want to take a pause there, because we always think that we're created as, we forget that we were created from Mother Earth. We have minerals, we have water. We need them to function. We have air, we have fire, we have elements inside of us. And if you can take a pause to connect to that beingness, I don't care where you're from. We're not talking about other lifetimes. We're talking about this moment now. It's when we start shifting into that humility starts showing up, teaching us we're no greater or lesser than any being. And therefore, with that, we can approach Mother Earth and ask her, humbly ask her, for a root, for today, for this practice, for this moment, for this trecena. And we're asking her for one, we're not drilling down. So see and just feel into how, when we called our body, mind, and essence in the second time, the energy was different as we shifted from demanding to asking, to inviting. And instead of drilling down to Mother Earth, we don't need to do that. Don't do that. Asking to be in relation as one of her creatures, since we are born in the image and the likeness of Mother Earth. There's the connection. There you go. And then let us call in the energy of beginnings, which is the energy of one. This is the thing, though, right? The Mayans are one of the civilizations attributed to finding the mathematical zero. Trust me, my father told me this every day growing up. And the importance of the mathematical zero is the idea of before there was light, there was darkness. Zero is not non-existence. It is a place of existence. It is the void. One is the step forward as things start to materialize and create. But before that, there's still existence. And the moon teaches us this as she moves through her phases of coming into fullness. So I want to also humbly bring in, we ask the tone of zero. That time between the contraction and expansion, right? 13 to 0 to 1. That moment of being before being and what we know being to be. We think being is just material. But there's being before that. And that is vision and dreams. And since we're calling in the Nagual of men, of eagle of great vision, we must understand that vision sometimes comes from a different place. It looks different. It sounds different. Sometimes vision takes time to become. And so it kind of holds that space of the void. And so here we are in a full moon, full cycle, where we are being asked to remember that fullness means after we are full, we're going to start contracting and then expanding again. Neither is better than the other. Can you hold fullness and the idea, the hope, and the faith of something new, of new vision, as we start over again? We'll stay one more moment as these words settle. And with that, let us start coming back, knowing we can always return to this space, not just by watching the video, but by feeling into the parts of us who were present, our body, our mind, and our essence. And so with that, we give gratitude and thanks as we release ego back up, as we release the tone of 1, 0. Release and give gratitude and thanks to Mother Earth for the root. Release the moon. Thank you, Onohe. And then we start thanking ourselves, taking our 3 breaths again, in and out through the nose, thanking our mind for being in this time, in this place. In and out through the nose, thanking our body for being in this time, in this place. In and out through the nose, thanking our essence for being in this time, in this place. With that, seal everything in your heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this, whether you're watching this live or in the replay or on Instagram or YouTube or wherever this ends up. Thank you for being part of our Mystic Curanderismo family. Thank you for being a supporter of the Path of Ish. And I hope to see you in a moon circle soon. #moon if you want to join our Patreon. It's really low cost. We do we do full moon and new moon. And if you're interested in joining us and sitting with Sacred Cacao that we're making on the island of Hawaii, #Cacao, we have this great opportunity, a 4-week training for personal use coming up. And we would love to invite you, and we'd love to make cacao for you over at Cuatro Manos y Cinco Volcanes, #Cacao. It's 4-week. We sit in a circle on Zoom. It's live. We learn a lot. And one of the things that we learn is more about Mayan cosmology and why I teach Mayan cosmology, why I started a TikTok with Mayan cosmology of the day. And I feel that, other than it was taught to me, but I feel that it's very important that if we want to shift perspective, one of the perspectives we must shift is our relationship to time. And Mayan cosmology, in the way that I was taught Mayan cosmology, isn't just the keeping of time, it is the keeping of relationships. And that's why we have these small meditations where we ask these energías to come in, to hold us, nurture us, and teach us. So we build relationship with them. We don't just say, oh, today's this and this is what's going to happen on this day. And we move on about our days and we've checked off our astrology or our cosmology. No. This is about taking a pause. This is about resetting. This is about being in that time of 0. So that then we have the faith and the courage to step in a new direction. I hope this new moon, this full moon, brings you faith. Faith in the unknown. Courage and taking a step that you've never been able to take. I hope the nahuales of this trecena help you as each tone builds and helps you build relationship with yourself and each nahual as well. With gratitude and thanksgiving to all of my ancestors, my teachers who have taught me since I was born. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Mahalo, everyone.